toy spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles Justice League, the animated movie of Throne of Atlantis. We're having a look today at number 13, Black Manta. You know how Spot feels when it comes to Black Manta. It's one of my favorite DC villains, and another release, another incarnation of Black Manta is something that I picked up immediately. Funny enough, actually, when I went to the comic book store initially, they only had Black Manta and Ocean Master. I ended up having to order the Aquaman and Mera. I guess those two figures were more popular. I can't figure out why no one would have picked up Black Manta, or maybe they just had more Mantas on display. He looks awesome though. Doesn't look like he comes with any sort of accessories, but we'll find out when we get this out of packaging. Spin around the side of the package. Speaking of Black Manta, how awesome is that design? That is so cool. Then on the back, the other characters in this set are Aquaman. We have Mera, Black Manta, and Ocean Master. To find a local comic book store in your area, as Spot always says, support your local comic book stores, you can go to www.comicshoplocator.com and find one that's nearest to you. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at Justice League, the animated movie, Throne of Atlantis, number 13, Black Manta. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Spot doesn't always keep all of his action figures that he reviews. A lot of the times I do pick them up because I do have personal interest in them, but ultimately, when push comes to shove and I have so much space to work with, I sometimes get rid of some of the figures that we've had a look at in previous reviews. But of all the superhero and villain figures, the one figure I always keep, no matter what it is, I always keep a Black Manta figure. There's always something appealing to me about Black Manta that I still to this day have all the Black Mantas I've ever reviewed, from like DC Challenges Super Friends, Black Manta that came with Aquaman. I've also got the DC, the DC Direct Super Villains Black Manta. I probably have a good handful of Black Mantas. I don't know what it is. There's something about this particular character, the way he's designed, that I always just gravitate towards. And this one actually is no exception at all. The thing about this figure is it's simplistic in design. Not as complex, I would say, but Black Manta really doesn't have a lot of complexity to him anyways. A lot of times he might even just be a black suit villain with this giant domed head. This one, it seems a little more advanced in design, I guess, by that consideration. But he still fits in well with the war figures and the Son of Batman, which also carried over this same sort of color scheme. In fact, this color scheme also carried over from Batman and Nightwing, who also had the gray, this kind of dark gray, borderline black. And I think it works well with Black Manta. He's got a couple of panel lines going on here as well, just on the undersides, up top and around the side back area here. Also to note is he's got these almost little light indications at the back, which is in this kind of raspberry color, and there's a little red going on there as well. And of course, Black Manta's also got the tubes. The tubes attach from the back to the front, and it seems like there's enough give. Although truthfully, you can't really move the head to start off with that much anyways, so I wouldn't say be careful turning the head, as you could pull these tubes out, because it doesn't really look like you can move his head that much anyways. He is a good accompanying piece, although no accessories whatsoever with Black Manta here. However, he is a good accompanying piece to the likes of Aquaman. Bitter rivals to the very end. I like also that Black Manta here is taller than Aquaman. He's not the same height, which is good too. Paint on Black Manta, I should say, is pretty good. There are areas that aren't quite as good, especially this shoulder right here. And I can't tell whether this is just like a sediment that's sat in there, or if it's actually from the paint scraping. Because it looks like there's almost just like a little debris of powder there. Maybe from the plastic, I'm not quite sure. I don't know whether it's the paint. It doesn't look like it's the paint that's rubbed off, but I did notice this in the packaging. The rest of them is pretty clean. There are little areas, yes, here and there that are missing a little bit of paint. But as a whole, he looks awesome. When it comes to his articulation, as mentioned, he does have a ball joint in the head, although good luck trying to really do much with it. It can't really rotate all that much. Ball hinge joints in the shoulders. They rotate all the way around. Swivel point at the bicep. A bend and rotation in the forearm. No articulation, though, in the wrist. This section right here, once again, is just one sculpted piece, so you can't really do too much with that. And he's got ball joint legs. Single bend knee, and no articulation in the feet. In the back of my mind, I'm trying to actually categorize where I would put this Manta. I love the DC Super Villains Black Manta that was also available in that 7-pack. Of course, the original Superheroes, Super Friends Black Manta is one of my personal favorites too. This guy might be near the top though. He's got this kind of more advanced design to him. He's more sinister, certainly in the helmet area, where it's not as domey, but it's still got that Black Manta look to it. I really like this figure a lot. If you can find this guy, if you're a fan like myself of Black Manta, I would say pick this guy up. Of course, support your local comic book stores. They'll be happy enough to stock guys like this if you want to pick him up. And of course, today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Collectibles Justice League animated movie Throne of Atlantis. And today we're having a look at Black Manta. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's got the review of Ocean Master right around the corner. We'll be having a look at him. And of course, more videos to come. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.